With this kit, you're gonna learn how to craft butterfly decorations. Don't worry even if you are totally a beginner. Following the guidance, you will quickly be an expert. If you have forgotten the key method with different yarns, there is no need to watch the video once again. Please scroll down to the bottom, where we provide tips on the corresponding yarn to help you quickly recall. For the crafting materials, you can get yarn materials, the needle, reference card, crochet hook, and back. The main process is to hook all the yarns and yarn balls to the back in the right place. The edge of the back will be covered after sewing. Every yarn has a letter that can match the design graph here. You can take a screenshot and save it for later use, or you can check the picture in the front of the instruction card to match them. Our craft kits are beginner-friendly and easy to get started with. Follow the tutorial and complete it once, and I guarantee you will fully master this skill. Butterfly collection features 4 enchanting colors: vibrant forest green, sweetly dreamy sakura pink, warm and soothing autumn gold, and elegantly mysterious grape purple. Each design is thoughtfully crafted to add a pop of color to your life. What you get now is called a live tongue hook needle. When the active tongue is poked in front, it will automatically open, and when pulled back, it will automatically close, which can prevent accidental snagging on the bottom net and other lines. Let's start crocheting. Coral fleece yarn, fox fur yarn, and alpaca wool yarn use the same stitching method. Teddy velvet is only for the yellow butterfly. I'll demo with green coral velvet yarn. You'll master it in no time. Follow the guide chart to create your very own butterfly coaster. The first stitch is a knot stitch. The crochet hook is pushed forward before piercing, hooking the yarn, pulling it out to form a loop. The crochet hook continues forward to hook the yarn's tail, pulling it back to form the first knot. Crochet is done in a Z shape. The crochet is pushed forward to hook the yarn, pulled out without unhooking, then inserted into the next grid, pulling out the yarn, and skip to grids. Make 1 stitch. Next to the last grid of the first column, move to start the second column. After completing the last grid, we stretch and cut the thread, insert the stitch from the middle, hook the end of the thread and hide it in the bottom of the grid cloth. Alright, time for plant some grass. You can DIY or follow my recipe. Here are the patterns and yarn amounts. Better screenshot fast before they disappear. Take 3 strands, fold the yarn in half, hook the middle position and pull out. Continue hooking the tail without dropping the needle, forming a knot, and the first bundle of grass is complete. We will plant grass in every grid of this area. Pay attention. When you choose a direction, continue in that direction. It helps everything look neat and beautiful. Congratulations, you have learned how to knit short tufts. Next we will consolidate and continue practicing. Great job! And now we are at my favorite part. Let's call this the ultimate stress buster. This yarn will be used in these sections. For the first stitch, we'll tie a knot, and start officially crocheting in the next square, pulling the thread out. At this point, a circle will form, and I like to set the circle's length to exactly 4 square grids, or any length you prefer. Then unhook, Yes, this is somewhat different from the previous hooking method. The same is true that crochet still follows a zigzag direction when crocheting. In the first column, you can choose to leave a space when inserting the needle, or you can fill it completely. Starting from the second column, skip a space and hook a stitch. Don't worry, these small rings are safe and won't come loose. Let's enjoy this stress-relieving journey together. After completing the last row, tie off and hide all the small tails underneath. Now, let's pick up the chenille yarn again and adjust the direction of the base fabric to start crocheting 2 rows of small squares at the center point. First, insert the crochet hook horizontally through the grid fabric, leaving a 3-inch tail. Make a knot with the first stitch, then proceed to the next square to begin crocheting. Pull the yarn through to form a loop about 2 squares long. Ensure the hook is positioned at the lower end of the chenille yarn, and each square should be tightly filled with no gaps. When moving to the next square, use your finger to hold the previous loop in place to ensure it stays secure. After completing the last square, trim the yarn tail, leaving about 3 inches, and tie to knots. Finally, use the crochet hook to weave the excess yarn into the back. Enjoy this relaxing crocheting time. Hang in there, you're just one step away from success. Now, grab your pen, pattern cards, patchwork pieces, and sewing needle and thread. Cut out the pattern cards into 9 shapes as indicated. Next, let your clever little brain unleash its imagination. Align your favorite patchwork pieces with the cutout shapes. Draw some dashed lines with the pen, and then start cutting. Note: when cutting, leave about 1.2 inches of extra fabric around the edges to make sewing easier later. Make small cuts at the corners of the patchwork where it meets the curves of the base fabric. Adjust the spacing as needed, and remember to make these cuts on every piece. Here, we'll use the upright needle stitching method. Align the corners, insert the needle upright from the underside of the base fabric, pull the thread through, and then insert the needle back in. As you sew, fold the fabric along the way. Remember, the exit point is the entry point. Where the needle comes out is where it goes back in. Only sew small sections of the base and patchwork fabric at a time, and you can adjust the spacing as you go, making it tighter at the curves. Great job! Keep it up! When you reach a corner, tuck the excess patchwork fabric in with the needle tip, and make sure the exit stitch at the corner is centered on the edge. Once a piece is sewn, tie a knot and cut the thread. Congratulations, you've mastered the basics of patchwork sewing. Now, keep going and tackle the remaining sections. Great job! Now, grab a comb and give it a gentle brush, then snip off any excess yarn with a quick cut. Not only can it be used as a coaster, but it also works wonderfully as a wall decoration or a photo frame accent. Versatile and highly practical. One item, multiple uses, effortlessly meeting various needs. Truly killing three birds with one stone. Happy Chillfizz time! Here's a little secret. Our craft kit family is ready to spark your next cozy project. Keep exploring, and don't forget to tag us at Shop Chillfizz with your creation.